Praise God. Daryl McManus here with another edition of Word Break. We're so glad to be back with you this morning on this beautiful, beautiful August the 31st, Sunday morning. I mean, not Sunday morning, I mean beautiful morning. And so anyway, we're in a powerful series called Doors I Must Keep Shut. Today is part 9. We're still on door number 3, the door of distractions. And outside of the first door, discouragement, well, I can't minimize any of these doors because the enemy's going to come knocking every day. Every day. See if door number 1 is open or closed, the door of discouragement. And I've said it and I'll say it again. If the first door is open, he won't have to knock on any of the other doors. But if that door is shut and you've thrown away the key at padlock, then he's going to knock on door number 2, the door of divisions. See if he can't get in there. Try to cause strife or a rift in your family or in the church or the ministry or on your job. Or, and if that door is shut, he's going to keep knocking to door number 3. And that's where we are, the door of distractions. And we're continuing this, as this is a huge door. You see, we need to pattern our lives after Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25. Now, I'm using, I believe today I'm primarily using the Message translation, and that's for a reason. And so, if you're following me and it doesn't read just like yours, pull up the Message. You ought to be able to pull it up online. And so, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25 in the Message says this: keep your eyes straight ahead. Ignore all sideshow distractions. The enemy's always going to be causing some kind of a sideshow. And you don't need to fall for it. And many times, sideshows appear to be, listen to this very closely, they appear to be spectacular. Spectacular doesn't mean it's God or it's supernatural. I'm going to say that again. Many times sideshows, the enemy trying to get you to look off somewhere else. Something will appear to be spectacular. What do I mean by spectacular? Something that appeals to your emotions, your senses. See, God's not an emotion. He's not one of your 5 senses. God is a spirit. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So we've got to keep our eyes straight ahead and ignore all sideshow distractions. One of the most focused individuals I know of is an NBA basketball player whose free throw average consistently stays above the 90+ percentile. And if you've ever watched any NBA player walk to, it's called the charity strike, the free throw line. Why is it called the charity strike? Because making those free throws should be automatic. You ought to be able to stand up there. Here's an NBA player. He's paid all bukus of money, and he walks to the free throw line, and there's nobody in his face, nobody contesting the shot. He ought to be able to make those shots. But because there's an array of distractions there, most NBA players average for the charity strike or the free throw line are under 90%. If you find one player that's in the 90+ percentile, that'll be one of the best players in the entire NBA from the free throw line. And so when the game's on the line, there are other teams, they'll foul somebody that has a bad free throw average. Foul somebody with a 60-something percentile. So, in other words, it's a good chance they're not going to make their free throws. They may make 1 out of 2, but most likely they're going to miss them, especially under pressure. And so you'll say, why are there very few NBA players that are in the 90+ percentile? Is because they have learned how to shut this door, the door of distractions. I mean, when you're standing in front of that free throw line, there are people blowing horns, they're shouting out at you in the NBA arena, and they've got all kind of things waving, what are they trying to do? Disrupt the attention of that basketball player so they'll miss those free throws. And so there's those that are very successful, very few in the 90+ percentile. There's a few sayings for those type of NBA players. He or she is cool as a cucumber, or he or she's got ice water in his or her veins. Or another phrase is nothing but the net. In other words, it's just almost automatic. Nothing but the net. Why? Because they never lose their focus. This perhaps may be the number one reason. And why do you say it may be? Because I'm still learning, and I've been in the ministry. I turned 65 yesterday, August 30th, 2023. Now, I've been in the ministry in one phase or another over 50 years, and I'm still learning. But I will say it this way. This is one of the most reasons, if not the main reason, why any minister fails, because of broken focus. The door of distractions is open. And so I want to give you some sobering scriptures to take with you, to study, meditate, verbally release into the atmosphere. Now, these are all in the Message. Look at 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verses 31 and 32. It says, that about sums up Jehoshaphat's reign over Judah. He was 35 years old when he became king and ruled as king in Jerusalem for 25 years. His mother was Azubah, daughter of Shihai. He continued the kind of life characteristic of his father Asa. No detours, no dead ends, pleasing God with his life. Notice that, no detours. Never took a detour from the course God gave him. He never went off on a road or a path that was a dead end. Now look at Psalm 119, beginning with verse 102. I never make detours from the route you laid out. You gave me such good instructions. Your words are so choice, so tasty. I prefer them to the best home cooking. I love the Message here. Verse 104, with your instruction I understand life. That's why I hate false propaganda. By your words, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path. Verse 106, I've committed myself and I'll never turn back from living by your righteous order. You, my friend, you must shut and keep shut the door of distractions, or it'll destroy your life. Now we'll pick up next time. We're still not finished with this door. God bless you.